So do you also want to automatically register your leads in a webinar session on EverWebinar? Then give me 10 minutes and I'll show you how to do this. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to register Facebook leads for EverWebinar sessions. So over here I'm running a digital marketing agency, and what we do is we give our Facebook leads a chance to attend a free webinar. So whenever they fill in the lead gen form, they are going to automatically be registered into a free webinar session which I'm just going to conduct using EverWebinar. So to do this, I'm just going to simply create a connection between Facebook lead ads and EverWebinar, and we are going to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language using an amazing automation software which is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to register Facebook leads for EverWebinar sessions. So yes, I'm running a digital marketing agency and I want to register all of my leads for a quick webinar which is free of cost. The name of the webinar is Grow Your Businesses Without Burning Out. So I'm just going to offer this webinar free to all my Facebook leads. Alright, so I'm just going to simply register all of my Facebook leads for this webinar whenever they submit the lead gen form. But before we move on further and create this connection, let's quickly talk about why EverWebinar is such a great tool, especially if you want to save time, grow your audience and run webinars without going live every time. EverWebinar lets you run pre-recorded webinars that look and feel like they are happening live. Your viewers get a smooth real-time experience and don't have to be there. Here's why it is very useful. Webinars that feel live. Record once and let it play automatically like it's happening in real time. The second benefit is it provides built-in chats, polls and offers, so you can keep your viewers engaged with features that run by selves. The next feature is smart scheduling. Your webinars can play at the best time for each viewer based on their time zone and automatically follow up. You can automatically send reminders, replay links and timely limited offers without doing it manually. So yes, whether you are a coach, course creator or marketers or business owners, if you want to get more leads and sales without going live all the time, EverWebinar is a tool worth checking out. So yes, this is the reason why I'm using EverWebinar to nurture my leads today. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply create a connection between Facebook leads and EverWebinar. And how are we going to do that? For that, I'm just going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. Now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. But before we create a connection between EverWebinar and Facebook leads, I'll just show you something really helpful. This right over here is Pabbly Community, where automation users, business owners and marketers connect. You can share your doubts, get workflow tips and much more using this community. And if you also want to join this community, the link is given in the description box below. Make sure to check it out. Alright, you can also get many users who are using EverWebinar also. So you can talk with them too using the Pabbly community. Alright, so now I'm just going to move on further and create a connection between Facebook leads and EverWebinar. For that, I'm just going to get two options right over here on the landing page of Pabbly Connect. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can simply click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And once I'm just going to click on this access, now it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connects account. And to get started, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says create workflow. And now it's asking me to select the workflow builder. So over here we have two options, the new workflow builder and the classic one. So the new workflow builder is faster, flexible and ideal for those who want a modern interface, while the classic one has a familiar approach and also stable for ones who want tried and tested setup. So you can use any one of this. I'm just going to use this classic one today, so I'm just going to simply select this classic one. And now for the workflow name, I'm just going going to simply enter my workflow name and select the folder in which I want to save this workflow and click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And according to our today's use case, our trigger will be Facebook leads and action will be EverWebinar. So I'm just going to simply select my trigger application first, and then we're just going to move on towards the action. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to search for Facebook lead ads, and now I'm just going to move on further. For the trigger event, I'm just going to simply select it as new lead instant and click on this connect. Now in order to connect this Facebook lead ads account, I'm just going to go towards this add a new connection and then connect with Facebook lead ads. And now over here it is asking me to select the Facebook account with the help of which I want to create this connection. So I'm simply going to select the Facebook account right over here. And after selecting the Facebook account, with this we have successfully connected our Facebook lead ads account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And after connecting this, I'm just going to simply select the page for which I want to create this automation, which is Digital Dynamics. And after selecting the page, I'm just going to simply select the lead gen form right over here. So I want that whenever someone fills out this lead gen form, which is new form, then only they should be registered for my webinar on EverWebinar. Otherwise, they should not be registered. So that's the reason why I selected the lead gen form as new form. If you wish to create this automation for all your lead gen forms, you can simply select all lead gen forms too. And after selecting the page name and the lead gen form, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says save and send test request, and now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to open a new tab, and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Meta for developers, and then I'm just going to open Meta for developers, and from here we have to go towards this resources and then towards developers tools. And now I'm just going to look forward for lead ads R2 debug tool right over here. And now it is opening my lead ads testing tool, and this is the tool using which we're going to create a test lead. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply select the page and the form which we selected in our workflow, and now I'm just going to click on this preview form. And now over here I'm just going to simply enter all of these details. So it is saying service of interest, so I'm just going to simply select it as this. It is saying best time to contact, so I'm just going to select it as this. Now it is asking me for the first name, so I'm simply going to enter my first name as testing right over here. For the last name, I'm just going to keep it as user. Now I'm just going to move in further. For the email, I'm just going to keep it as user22@pabblytudes.com. So I'm simply going to enter it. And now I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to simply enter the phone number right over here, and then I'm just going to enter the company name. Let's say I'm just going to keep it as Pabbly Tudes. So I'm just going to enter it. Now I'm just going to move in further and click on this button which says continue and then submit. And once I'm just going to click on this submit, yes, you can see it is saying thanks, you are all set. So with this, we have successfully created a test lead. So now I'm just going to open my workflow, and Pabbly is going to capture the response of the same test lead. So yes, you can see that Pabbly has successfully captured the response of the same lead. And now what we're just going to do is, using these lead details, we are just going to register this lead into our webinar in our EverWebinar account. Alright, so I'm just going to simply go towards my workflow, select the action application as EverWebinar. So as I've already let you know about the benefits of EverWebinar, so I'll just suggest you that go try EverWebinar for your own business too. It might be really helpful. Now for the action event, I'm just going to simply select it as register a person to webinar and click on this connect. Now in order to create a connection between EverWebinar and Pabbly Connect, we simply have to go towards this add a new connection. And to connect EverWebinar with Pabbly Connect is really easy. You just have to follow me. We have to open our EverWebinar account, and from here you're going to see the button of this advanced, right? So we simply have to go towards this advanced right over here, and as you're going to see the button of this API custom integration. So we simply have to go towards this API custom integration, and over here is the API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key, and then I'm just going to paste it right over here in my workflow. So easy, right? And I'm just going to simply click on this button which says save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our EverWebinar account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me for the webinar ID, so I'm simply going to select the webinar ID right over here. So I have only a single webinar right over here, so it is giving me the same. But if you have multiple, you can definitely select one from those. And now it is asking me for the first name, last name, and many another details. So one by one, I'm just going to enter all of these details. But I'm not going to enter the details manually, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And when we insert the data from the previous step, automatically our details or the data which we have inserted turns dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this first name, then I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map this last name, then I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map the email address. Now I'm just going to move on further. Over here it is asking me for the schedule, so I'm just going to simply select it. So we are only going to enter the details which are required. All right, these details are not required, so I'm just going to leave it as blank. If you wish, you can definitely fill these out too. And after doing this, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says save and send test request, and with this we have received the positive response that we have successfully registered a person to EverWebinar's webinar. Alright, so I'm just going to open my webinar and check for the new registrant. So I'm just going to go towards this registrants right from here, and then from here I'm just going to go towards this go, and as you can see that we have successfully registered testing user 22@pabblytudes.com in this webinar, which is grow your business without burning out. So yes, with this we have successfully registered the testing user which was a Facebook lead on this webinar. So with this we have successfully completed our workflow and this video too, but this time I'm just going to give you a real-time example. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to open my lead ads testing tool, and we are just going to create a test lead once again. So to create a test lead, I'm just going to delete the previous lead and refresh the page. It is really important to delete the previous lead and refresh the page, otherwise you'll not be able to create a test lead. Now let's suppose someone sees my ad on Facebook and they are just going to register for the webinar using lead gen form, and once they fill in the lead gen form, I want that they should be automatically registered in my webinar. So I'm just going to test it right over here. I'm just going to simply select the page and the form and click on this preview form. Alright, so I'm simply going to test it. Let's say I'm just going to simply enter my details right over here, and I'm just going to test that if a new user is getting registered in the webinar or not. So I'm just going to simply enter the email address too right over here, and now I'm just going to enter the company name as Pab right over here. Now I'm just going to click on this continue and then submit, and once I'm just going to click on this submit, it is saying thanks, you are all set. So with this we have successfully submitted the test lead, and now I'm just going to open my EverWebinar account, and I'm just going to refresh it right from here to check for the new registration made in this account, or you can see a new registration registered in this webinar. And as you can see that we have successfully registered a new registrant, and we're going to see our new lead has been registered right over here. We're going to see the first name, the last name, the email address, right? So with this we have successfully registered a new lead right over here, and with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now whenever we're going to receive a new lead from Facebook lead ads, automatically the lead will be registered in our webinar on EverWebinar. All of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send us request. So yes, now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.